welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV and Project 75 Part 4. And it's the return of the leak. Well, my thoughts of the leak being solved were proved wrong in a few heavy downpours in the last couple of weeks in Edinburgh. And it turns out that the leak might be getting in from the rear light seals. So today we're going to have a wee investigation, and we're also going to fit these two new light seals gaskets to the rear lights of the 75. It looks as if what's happening is that the water's coming in through the lights, it's running down the sort of inner wheel arch, or the wheel arch of the 75 in the boot, and then pulling up under the passenger seat. And as mentioned in the previous video, it's only the passenger seat that's the issue where it's pulling up. So we're going to have a wee look at this and we'll get cracking right now. Got to mention as well, I'm using the T-shelf on the 75. So why not grab a cup of coffee or tea, or if you're watching late at night, maybe a beer. I'll just put this back on the tea shelf and we'll get started on Project 75. Okay, so the tools you'll need will be an 8mm socket. So we'll get started. So to get to the rear light unit, there would normally be a screw here, but mine, you just unscrew this wee clip here. But mine's just a case of pulling back the carpet on the 75. So the first thing to do is disconnect any of the electrical connections, like so. See if it's good enough. So the next thing to do is get your 8mm ratchet, and we'll just get the 8mm socket and ratchet and just take the light cluster off. There's 3 bolts, here, 1 here, and 1 here. I apologise if the wind is getting in the way of things. Make sure you have like a wee box or something for the bolts. Getting it. And that's the rear light cluster out, as you can see. So that was the rear light cluster out, as you can see. So let's have a look at what to do now. So as you can see, it looks as if we've actually had put a gasket on before. Just stuck it down with sealant, bathroom sealant or something like that. So I've just pulled the driver's one off, light cluster out, and I think that's where our issue is. The rubber gasket's actually split. It's actually quite brittle as well. So I'm going to replace that and get a new one on, replace it, put the light unit back up and take it from there. So let's go and replace the gaskets. So take this minging one off, try not to put in my coffee, and we'll put the new one on. To put your gasket on, you just line it up with the screw holes and just tuck it around the pegs. So let's put this back in. And I've also taken the liberty just to put some bathroom sealant just in the edges of where the light's going to go back into, and just a bit round the edge here. So hopefully that should stop the leak. What I've done now is I've just sealed the gasket from the inside as well. I've just put down some more of the bathroom sealant, so hopefully that should stop a leak. Right, time for the passenger side. Now this has got, the gasket actually looks pretty decent, so what I might do with this is I might just double the gasket up and take it from there. So there we go, that's just another little job done on the 75 just to make it hopefully water leak proof. But all didn't go well to plan, because typical Scottish car enthusiasts in Trains TV fashion, the light clusters decided to display bulb warning failure. So I don't know if the electrics are just having one of their off days, but it's puzzled me for about 10-15 minutes going through all the lights, taking the bulbs out, putting them back in, testing them all, and it all seems fine now. But that's all for Project 75. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and we'll catch you in another video very soon. Thank you. So it's been another day since we resealed the rear light clusters on the 75, and a couple of days after the light clusters had been sealed, I had issues with my brake lights, most specifically the right hand side tail light decided to show bulb failure. Now, we had mentioned that the car had played up with the electrics, saying it had bulb failures, and then everything went away. Well, this time the brake light wasn't for going away, so I went to Halfords, bought some contact cleaner and new bulbs, and when I came to replace the bulbs, it turned out that the bulbs didn't need replaced. This led to a couple of days head scratching, why the bulb failure light was on when the bulb was actually working, which led me to having to clean the whole of the light, the circuit board on the rear light cluster, change numerous bulbs, try numerous bulbs in the light hold, in the bulb holder, to no avail. I had the plug off, and I also then cleaned the connections, plugged the bulb back, plugged the plug back into the socket, still nothing. Then I eventually tried the method of, oh, I'll just change the passenger bulb holder for the driver's one, and that worked. So, but then I also decided to clean up the light cluster again, the bulb holder again, got in a bit more detail on a screwdriver, removed any like rust, and then put some Vaseline on the bulb holder, the connection and the plug as well, and that's actually brought the bulbs back to life again. So now I've not got the annoying bulb failure on the right hand side rear unit, but it was just plain so silly. My friend Chris, who's TDBus13 on YouTube, who has the MG now, suggested it could really have been a poor earth because I also had problems with my indicators at the front. They were also flashing too quickly. The tail light went out, but it all seems to be behaving itself now. So we just don't know what's happening. So fingers crossed that I've solved the issue, but I'm going to be going up to U-Pilot tomorrow. I'm going to get myself a pair of, just going to get myself a couple of bulb holders for my adjunct 75, and we'll take it from there. So I'd just like to thank you for watching this video where we've replaced the rear light seals on the tail lights for the Rover 75, and I'll catch you in a future video where we might be upgrading some in-car entertainment. Who knows? You'll find out in a future episode, but for the moment, farewell.